Hey everyone, Amy Slevin here, and I decided to do this thing. It's like a bit of a agony aunt kind of thing where you write to me, you present a problem to me, some pain, injury or illness that you're going through, and I'll do my best to answer and give you some sort of guidance. So first up, we have a message from Adam who says, "Hi Amy, I've been rehabbing what I thought was a small bulging disc, L5S1, for about 8 months. My follow-up MRI from a month ago shows the bulge has healed and my spine looks completely normal. Cool. What's weird though is that while the radiating symptoms have definitely lessened in intensity and frequency, they've not completely gone away. So if I have no visual effects of nerve root compression on my MRI, why do my nerve symptoms still flare up, especially the day after a workout, even though I had no pain during the workout?" So my response, Adam, is basically to say that this is not weird at all. Pain and damage, even though we kind of think that they go hand in hand, don't go hand in hand. And the reason that this happens is basically that all pain that we experience, all the bodily sensations that we encounter, come from the brain, not necessarily the area where we feel them. And that can be really confusing, I know, because we feel it in a particular part of our body and we think, well, it must be coming from there. But actually it's the brain that is responsible for creating those symptoms. And the reason for this is that your brain is basically trying to protect you from potential harm. And it does so by creating pain and other symptoms. So the other symptoms that you're encountering are the shooting pains down your legs and the kind of the radiating symptoms from your back down the back of your leg. This is really common, and it's really common for over time this to change, even though the original disc may not be the damaged thing anymore. So over time, your brain learns that it needs to protect this particular area, so in your case, your lower spine, in order to keep you safe. And its gauge of what is potentially dangerous sometimes is a little bit off. So sometimes like something that is not harmful, like sitting down, some people might argue with me on that one, or going for a walk or a run, your brain might perceive as harmful, but actually those things in normal circumstances are not harmful. But just your brain is on high alert, and so thinks it needs to protect you, and so it creates this pain. There are loads of examples of physical pain not actually being caused by something structural. Often it is, sometimes it's not. And so what's happened is that your brain has become wired in such a way that it sends off these pain signals in response to something that it perceives as potentially harmful. And there's a difference between something that's potentially harmful and actual damage. And often your brain doesn't really know the difference. Now, the good news is you can retrain your brain not to respond this way through exercise and mindset changes. Now, it sounds like you might just need to dial back your training a little bit. So you might need to reduce the intensity or the duration of your workouts. Maybe the load might be a bit too much. And so even though it feels okay while you're doing it, your brain is still perceiving some sort of threat. And so it's like, oh, I don't want you to do this, pain the next day. And so if you just dial back, maybe take a few days off and then gradually increase the duration and the intensity over time, slowly, so that your brain no longer perceives what you're doing as potentially harmful. It will then perceive it as safe and then not kick off a pain response. So that's the movement stuff. Then it might be useful to change the meaning that you give the pain by, first of all, understanding that pain and damage don't go quite hand in hand, and then maybe thinking, okay, is this pain serving a purpose? And obviously, initially the answer is no, it's not, but usually it is, and it's trying to get your attention sometimes. And so sometimes it can be useful just to change how you perceive the pain and see, okay, well, how is it helping me? How is this my friend? How is this guiding me? What can I learn from this? Rather than thinking that it's just a bad thing. So those might be some questions you want to ask yourself and relate it to your real actual life, not just like intellectualizing it. So if you just ask yourself, okay, so what is important to me in my life and how is my pain helping me do what's important to me, or what is it trying to teach me? And then that helps just to see it in a different way. And when you see it in a different way, then actually that takes down the stress of the pain and actually increases the good hormones, the good neurotransmitters and the hormones that help you to heal. So have a go at that and let me know how you get on. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer, then send it to amy@flowmotionyoga.co.uk. That's amy@flowmotionyoga.co.uk, and I will do my best to make a video for you and answer it. Subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. See you soon.